So before I get to the ugly ducklings, I kind of wanted to just highlight my 4 favorite photos from this trip and kind of tell a little bit of the story of them. So I got my screen recording over here. We'll go ahead and jump in on this side and take a look together. So I'm just going to turn away from you and go ahead and do that. Okay, a lot of my favorites were on Portra 800. So as an Ektar guy, it's a little funky, but we're dealing with it. Oh, here it is. So, this photo here took me 2 days to get. So on our first night in Bisbee, we were taking a walk after we had gotten back from dinner, and I kind of saw this light, and we passed it. I was like, oh man, Connor, I think I gotta go shoot that. You know, I had my cable and my tripod with me. So, went back to get all my stuff, ran downstairs, light turns off as soon as I exit the building. So, you know, it sadly came back in, put my stuff down. I was like, I'm gonna go back tomorrow, I'm gonna get that shot. So the next day was the day we spent the majority of the day just shooting and walking around Bisbee. We ended the day on our kind of porch or balcony of our Airbnb, and she turns on the light in the house, and I just bolt down the stairs. I grab my tripod, I grab my cable, I'm running down there. There's cars like flying down the road, kind of ruining the light for like what I wanted. And then I kind of noticed, I was like, you know what, maybe I can use this car that's parked here to my advantage rather than just go up to the building and shoot in this lady's window. So what I ended up doing was I kind of camped behind this car here. And yeah, I just set up my tripod, set up my cable. I believe this was 2-second cable or 2-second shutter. But it was pretty much pitch black when I shot this, at least to my eye. So the way that Portra rendered out this kind of purpley blue with this natural vignette was just like money. And of course the light, and you get over here, you have a little framing of this Mercedes while all being framed. Oop, my mouse is almost dead. Jeez, don't want that to happen. Anyways, yeah, you get this kind of framing from the car, the rail here, and then you kind of have in the third, you have the light. So yeah, that was a super cool photo. I really like that one. Probably top 3 of the trip. Actually, you know what, that's what we'll do. We'll just do top 3. My next one will be this one here. Let's drag this over. So, I gotta be honest with everyone. This was early as fuck. We got up at like 4:30 to go basically just walk around and shoot some 800. We were determined to do blue hour shooting. This was probably my second shot of the morning. I didn't even, you know, I was barely awake for this. But I don't feel like I need to say much about this one. It kind of like, I don't know, there's something about it, it kind of tells its own story. For me, it kind of reminded me, and if you follow my Instagram, you will have saw the caption to this. For me, it's kind of like leaving your girlfriend's house like early in the morning before you get caught by whoever else, you know, like lives there, doesn't want you there, whether it be parents, roommates, whatever. Not to say that I've done that. My life hasn't been as exciting, but that's, I think, what photography gives us, is something to portray feelings that we have, or portray stories that we want to share, or you know, I don't know, I think of it as, if you're not a good writer, photography is a way to be visually emotive. So I can portray my emotions and the story I want to tell just through an image of, you know, a house with an orange window. So yeah, really like this photo. And then lastly, I believe was on Portrait 800 as well. Same morning, no, not the same roll, almost the same roll, which is this beautiful little animal, little creature, that you guys probably saw in the video. His name is Squeegee. He's super cute. Me and Connor were shooting this Cadillac in front of one of the businesses in Bisbee super early in the morning, so there's no one out. And Squeegee comes right out to us and just kind of, you know, caresses our legs and walks through. And at one point he walked towards the Cadillac, and he was kind of facing it at first, so I really just kind of let him do his thing. And it wasn't until he looked back where I was like, oh shit, I gotta shoot this right now. And I was lucky enough to where he stayed there for about 30 seconds, just kind of staring at me and Connor after we pet him, and I was lucky enough, and he was nice enough to let me take his photo. So yeah, Squeegee the cat, he was amazing. Pretty much the mascot of the morning. He was great. So yeah, those are my favorite 3 images. I'll roll through them again. You got the Cadillac cat, the girlfriend's window, and the, what should I call this? The scavenger hunt photo, because I tried so long to try and get this. But yeah. And now we'll go into the ugly ducklings of these rolls. Actually, let's do one from each stock. How about that? Here we go. So this one will probably never see the light of day, unfortunately. Let me turn this down real quick. Not because it's absolutely terrible. It's just not amazing. I think of this shot more as I was just trying to get through my roll, which I don't suggest anyone does or thinks in that way when you're shooting photography. Wasting shots on roll is like, you know, it's like, at least for me, it's $3 a shot basically for medium format. I only get 10 shots in my Mamiya 7, so it costs money. And this is one of those shots where I regret it a little bit, because I could have taken this roll home, left it in the camera, shot something else when I got back, but I was like, you know what, I'm there, I'll shoot. But it wasn't, I mean, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. If we jump into the screenshot, you know, we have just these little clouds. I like the way it's exposed. I don't like the composition. I think it's just kind of an ugly composition, so we'll tout that as the Portrait 400 ugly duckling of the rolls. Now let's go to the 50D. How about that? 50D. The ugly duckling of the 50D is going to be this photo of this Bel Air that I completely did an injustice to. Here's the thing, it's a good photo. I like the photo. I don't like how I exposed it. I think I overbaked it a little bit. I like to shoot my Ektar +1, and I think sometimes I just forget with 50D that it's just, in my opinion, a little bit better just to shoot it as is, kind of with whatever your light meter tells you to do. So this one just a little bit overbaked. I like it, like I said, compositionally. Maybe could have done with, you know, less overblown here, less overblown here, just a little more even. So yeah, the 50D rolls were pretty good, so this is, you know, I had to pick one. This is it. Okay, next we'll do Ektar, because I wasted a lot of Ektar on this trip. Let's go with this bad boy. Actually, let's go with this bad boy. So, I don't know, guys. We were up on this hill. It was a really nice hill, you know. Really nice view of the town. I looked down into this house and saw this little area, which is a couple chairs. But this is just, you know, just like the 50D, a little overexposed. Should have metered for the shadows, but if I would have metered for the shadows, you know, all these roofs are white, so they would have overexposed no matter what. This is one of those shots, again, like the Portra 400. I was in a spot, I was like, when am I going to be here again? Let me just shoot it. Just because it had crossed my mind, like, oh, I could shoot that, let's just shoot it. But I totally could have saved this for either the walk back or you know, the next time I shot this Ektar, but I think it was because I was trying to put some Portra 800 in my camera. So yeah, I just shot it. I think it's, I don't know, it's cool, it's too busy, it's not great compositionally. It's an ugly duckling. And last but not least, we'll go to the 800. Even though I really liked all the 800, there are some questionable choices in the 800. For example, let's pick one that just is probably not gonna make the cut. It's ugly, but it's interesting. How about that? This one of a gas pipe on a staircase, which to me seems dangerous, but I guess in Bisbee, not so dangerous. But yeah, I guess ugly duckling because it's just not something I'm gonna really post. I think I posted it to Twitter just as like a funny film dump with a couple other things that were pretty funny. Twitter. But yeah, it's just not exciting, you know. It's just something I shot just because I could shoot it, and ended up on the roll. Was it a waste of $3? I'm not sure. I thought it was interesting, but it's not going out to anyone. Maybe it'll make the book in the future, but it's an ugly duckling.